I'm Julie Samako with Southern Charm Wreaths, where we make beautiful wreaths and teach you how to make and sell them. In this video, we're going to be making a mixed metallic Christmas wreath. Here we go. I've got two colors that I'm using. One is a champagne gold, and one is a white. So the champagne gold would be a metallic that would be used, you know, in a Christmas mixed metallic wreath. So that's why I chose the champagne gold. I think that's pretty, and it's really a popular color this year. Now, I'm not talking about rose gold. You know, rose gold is more pink. I'm talking about champagne gold. So it's more of a softer gold, not a harsh yellow gold. Does that make sense? Can I get a yes ma'am and amen? All right, so let me just cut a few more of these. So it is finally turning cold here. It has been raining though. And I'm running out of room. So this is Deco Mesh. It is 10-inch. If you have not experienced Deco Mesh, you are in for a treat. I can't find my smaller stapler, so I had to use my big one. I'm using a rotary cutter just to cut pieces 12 inches long. So I'm cutting these sander 12 inches long. And I usually like to pull out a clean mat when I cut. So make sure when you're using a rotary cutter that you use a self-healing mat underneath it. And I typically get it clean one without all the glue drips, because it gets, my mesh gets snagged on it. So what I do is I just double up the mesh, just layer it on top of each other, and then that way I could cut two pieces at the same time. It doesn't have to be exact, but just as close as you can get it. All right, let's put this out of the way. The next thing I'm going to do is attach it to a work wreath form. So this is a 24-inch work wreath form. It's in the color Burlap, which I love. I think it is beautiful. And then let's see if I can get a close up of it. So you can see the color. All of these twist ties are attached already to the work wreath form, and I think this color Burlap will just go really pretty with our mesh. All right, so I've already started attaching some of it. What we're going to do is just do the ruffle method. So a ruffle method is when you lay it on your tabletop and we ruffle. Let me get a couple pieces. I think I'm going to put 3 pieces in each tie. So we're just going to take it and ruffle, creating like a little bow tie. Doesn't have to be perfect. Deco Mesh is a little trickier to work with. It takes a little longer. I feel like it takes longer to do than it does like a silk flower wreath, just because of all the cutting and stuff like that. So what we do is we just go around and attach it into each little twist tie. Let's do a little bit closer to my workstation. But don't you love the champagne ribbon thread through this mesh? It is so pretty. Just know when you cut your mesh like this, there is going to be a little bit of raveling. That's normal. And you just learn to live with it. There's a lot of people who try to burn the edges to get the mesh not to fray. But when you're a business owner, you just, it's all about time is money. And that's not 100% fail-proof, so it doesn't work all the time. So I don't do it. So I'm just going back and forth, adding on the inner ring and the outer ring of our work wreath form. So the work wreath form has 2 layers. It's what we call a elevated ring in the center, which gives it more depth to the wreath. Just makes your wreath thicker. So we've got an inner ring and then we've got an outer ring, and that's what I'm just working back and forth, attaching the mesh. Now you guys, how easy is this, right? I mean, you're just ruffling it, and I'm not even doing a great job of it. And then you just find the next tie on the wreath, and you twist it like a little bread tie. Let's see, we were in Dallas last year with the Wreath Makers Live, which reminds me, you guys, Wreath Makers Live Convention. We are currently selling tickets. If you are interested in getting together with a bunch of other wreath makers, learning design trends, techniques, color trends, new product lines that are coming out, we always introduce those. Those are really fun to do. And we're going to have vendors. Let's see what else we'll have. We will have, obviously, some good food. We're going to be in New Orleans this year. And I'm just going back and forth. So you see, I'm just working my way around my wreath business. Of course, I call it my wreath workshop, but you guys might not know this. It's in the garage of my house. So I am running the business out of my house, and it just helps to spread the word. A lot of good businesses were started out of the garage of their house. For example, was it Bill Gates? Didn't he start out of the garage? There was a couple others that started in the garage. So I'm just saying, you guys who were ready to maybe start your own businesses in your home, it's doable. Lots of ladies are doing it. Just try to get that situated a little bit more. Now the reason this mesh is moving a lot towards the palm of my hand, usually I keep it in my fingertips. This mesh is just very thick. It is high quality Deco Mesh. This mesh is high quality. It is from an online boutique where I get a lot of my supplies called Trendy Tree, and I have the link posted. I just posted that in the comments section with all of the supplies I'm using, including this mesh. And don't you know this white mesh makes really good snowman wreaths. You can see how this is already getting full. And if you need an easy wreath to make, this is your go-to wreath. 2 rolls of 10-inch Deco Mesh, and a ruffle technique. Now, I used my rotary cutter to cut the mesh, but you don't need to use that. You can use scissors, and it works just as well. And I'm not being very particular about what goes on where and how many whites I have on what, but I'm trying to do 3 per twist tie. So we've got 2 more on this lovely wreath form. Do y'all just see how ruffly it looks? Don't y'all just love that? Now, can you imagine if it was in a different color theme? I know mixed metallics is not everybody's cup of tea, but can you imagine it in a lime green and red? Or how about a red and gold? Red and silver? What's your theme this year? What's your theme? Do you change it up? Alright, so we've got one more. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss one while I was talking, which I have been known to do. So that took 2 full rolls of the 10-inch. You could also make them all one color if you wanted. So Megan's asking, where did we place the twist ties? Megan, I'm using a work wreath form. So the ties are already attached to it, so you can see the back of it. They are already attached on there. I didn't have to do anything, so I didn't have to measure or attach anything. To me, I just think it's easier. Saves time, which means saves money in my business. Can you make this on a smaller form? Yes, ma'am, you can. You can make it on a larger form too. Okay, so we've gotten all of our mesh added. Isn't that pretty? That's just pretty like it is. And the gold, I don't know if you can see it on camera, is just shimmering in the it's not the sunlight, it's my Diva Ring lights, my studio lights. We've got our beautiful ribbon. Let's talk about the ribbon. Again, mixed metallics, popular trend this year, silvers and golds and silver. Again, all of these supplies right here are from Trendy Tree. Aren't these beautiful? So this one's got the polka dot with the gold and the silver. And this one is the silver and gold striped color. Now you guys, I'm putting these colors on my tree this year. This is my color theme pretty much for all of my wreaths. So I've just cut these 14 inches long, and I'm going to attach them by untwisting one of the ties and laying the ribbon in, and then tying it back. Thank you, Miss Carol. Girl, you're going to make me blush. And then we just form a little X. So here at this point is where you could twist the ribbon under just a little bit, just to give it a finished edge. So I'm going to alternate the twist ties and the patterns. I am not dovetailing my ribbon today, Miss Dale. I am, the Dupani ribbon will have just a little bit of a fray on the edge, so I'm just folding it under. Just fold it under. So this is typically, oh goodness, we got stuff falling in the glue. I wonder if that is the Lord's way of saying we need some of this in the wreath. We might try it. What was I going to say? Now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I usually get right here is when I start getting engrossed in thought. Like when you're a wreath maker, isn't this where you start thinking and looking in your shop going, oh, I know what I'm going to be doing next. I can't wait to make something out of that mesh over there across the room. Or you see a sign and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing something with that sign. So we just start adding the ribbon. Again, I'm alternating. I cut my ribbon 14-inch strips. I want to make sure that they pop out of the wreath and they can be seen through the mesh. So I'm just layering the ribbon on top of each other, folding it in half and pinching it in the center. And that's what I'm untwisting the twist ties and laying it in that. Let's see, I need to go over here. Thanks guys for my shirt. Here is the link. It's in my Etsy shop. I've got them in multiple colors. All right, moving on around the wreath. Y'all, isn't this starting to look beautiful? Here we go. This is how I'm holding up, Sharon, so you can see. I'm almost finished. Almost finished. And then here we have it. This is just the beginning, y'all. This is just the beginning. Isn't it cuteness? I think it turned out cute, cute, cute. All right, so now that we've got the ribbon added, we are going to add ornaments. So I have these tinsel ornaments from Trendy Tree. Let's see, we need 1, 2, 3 pieces. So I love these ornaments. These are, again, from Trendy Tree. I put the supplies in the group. I mean, in the comments. These ornaments are very lightweight, but they have a lot of power. And what does that mean? When I say power, what does that mean? It means that visually they have that oomph, the oomph, the dazzle, the glitter, but they're not glitter. I mean, look, hardly anything's falling off. It's called tinsel. I think it's called tinsel. That's what I call it. And I'm just going to cut off the string hangers. These are very lightweight. These are 100 millimeter wide, so I know these are going to show very beautifully in my wreath. I'm going to pierce these with my awl. Wow, these are some thick wire. I think I took the rest of my wire in the other room. I'll just use those. We'll just use those. All right, so what was I going to do? All right, so we've got our wire. I mean, we pierced the hole through the ornament. And now I'm just going to feed a wire in where the hole was made. I'm pretty sure Tree has these in other colors too. So I've seen them in red, and I've seen them in pink, and I've seen them in green, lime green, and emerald. These are beautiful in a tree. Again, I said they're lightweight. Cannot beat that when you're shipping or when you don't want to heavy ornament on a branch. Okay, so all I'm going to do is attach these ornaments to the wreath, making sure to go around the work wreath frame. Come on, get in there. Got one there, and we'll do one here. And this is a big tip. One of the biggest tips I give my Wreath of the Month Club members is to make sure your ornament is nestled. You don't want it just sticking up on top. You want it secured down. Not so far that you can't see the ornament, but you definitely want to be able to see. Just have it peeking through, not just laying up on top. You're welcome, Miss Jeannie. So this is, again, the mixed metallic wreath colors that I love. Trending this year. If you are needing help on what's trending, you can, we talk about it in the Wreath of the Month Club. We've got so many different trends going on this Christmas, which is important when you're a seller. Isn't that cute? Let me get my wire cutters and trim this wire. I believe I took them in there with my Christmas tree. There's another one. So when I'm putting up my tree, I always take all my tools with me. So what are we going to do next, y'all? We got some more ornaments. We could go ahead and put those on. I think that'll be pretty. Look at these really pretty champagne gold ornaments. Now I got these, so far, okay, from here that we've made so far is from Trendy Tree online. And I've already pasted that link in here. And what we've got here are ornaments that we purchased from, I think I got these from Michael's. And just gonna, I should have kept that wire that I just threw away. Oh well. I want to see if how this is going to work. I think I'm just going to feed it through. Alright, so we've got an ornament there. Let's go ahead and put him over here. Let's place these in between the ornaments that are already there. Alright, so we're going to put this one right here. Let's just go on down through that mesh right there. It's starting to get warm in here now. Alright, almost there. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and trim these wires too. And then I'll show you how pretty. Do you see the silver? Do you see the champagne gold? Makes me want to have a glass of champagne and do some celebrating. What could we celebrate? Well, we could celebrate it's Friday. We could celebrate Wreath Makers Live. Alright, so now I'm going to probably shift gears, you guys, and put it up here on the easel. So let me widen the screen up a little bit and move this. You guys, this is, how pretty is this wreath? Merry Christmas. Isn't this cute? Cuteness. I love these little sock. Reminds me of socks. Sock pics. We're making this in our Wreath Making of the Month Club. I just gave them the video on how to make this. It turned out so pretty. Loving it. So let me get it out of the way. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this up here on the easel. I just like to put things up on the easel when I start to place my florals so that, I think I'm going to find a place to put that, so that I will be able to step back and look. So you guys can see that this is already a showstopper wreath. So let's go. What are we going to put on here? What are we going to put on here? We need some greenery. We need some fun, what I like to call filler. This is what's going to move in the wind. It's going to be really pretty. So these pieces right here came from, where did these come from? These came from Carolina Pottery. These right here came from Trendy Tree. And whenever you're, using your floral picks, you need to make sure that you bring them to life. Oh yes. Oh yes. You know when you see something you're like, oh, we're using that. My question is, do I want to divide it or keep it together? probably divide. Paulette, the wreath form came from Trendy Tree. Let me just see if I want to keep all of these together or if I want to separate them out. I think I want to separate them because that will just be too thick. Be too much weight visually. All right, so we can just start adding these pieces in. Just hot glue these in here and there. So when we add greenery to a wreath, it just adds a lot more texture. It just adds a lot of really pretty dimension to a wreath. Don't be afraid to add florals. I love the frosty color of this greenery. So it's not as harsh as a dark green, it's more of a frosty green. It just reminds me of a winter winter wreath. Let's see, we've got a couple more pieces. Let's see where we want to put him. So this guy's getting all twisted to the back. I just have to move him up to the front so he can be seen. Okay. We'll keep those pieces for another project, or probably just fill it in a minute with them. All right, so the other thing that we could add, I think these hydrangeas would look pretty with it. Well, I messed that one up. Let's fix that. I think hydrangeas are so pretty with any season. They do not have to just be a spring wreath. You could also add a little bit of, you know, spray glitter to them if you wanted to just winter them up a little bit. Alright, so now I'm just going to start adding my florals in. I think these are going to be a pretty addition. It just adds a lot of softness to the wreath that before was, you know, a little rough. You know, you've got the heavy feeling of the mesh. Remember I told you that mesh was really thick? And you've got the ornaments hard. So these just to me look like little fluffy, almost like snowballs. Who loves these hydrangeas? Let me get a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you love hydrangeas as much as I do. Oh my gosh, I love hydrangeas. I use them all year. Alright, so let's see. I need more florals. Can't have too much florals. I've got that and I've got this, which would be the same color, but this would add a little more glitter. I think I'm going to add these. So these came from, let's see, Michael's. It wouldn't be Christmas without the glitter. Right? We love glitter. And if you don't love glitter, well, we love you anyway. So this is about the time that my whole house is trapped with glitter. The dog starts pooping glitter. The hubs gets in the car and he's got glitter. Go to get in the bed and guess what? Yep, glitter. It's everywhere. 'Tis the season. This is going to be so pretty. All these glitter pieces. And let's go ahead and put all these on one pick. Love the frosty look. Okay, let me show you what we have so far. Do you see how that just base became something spectacular with just adding the florals? See how soft it looks? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is this pick right here, which I love. This is from Trinity Tree. I'm going to divide this as well. Now I've got to decide how long do I want these. This is just a frosted branch. It reminds me of a snow-covered branch. And I've got two I'm going to add in. So this is going to be the wispy piece. This is what's going to be moving when the wind blows on the door. It'll just bring the wreath to life, giving it movement. It also adds another layer of texture, which is amazing. The more texture you get, the more value you get. The more texture and dimension you get in your pieces, the more you could charge for your pieces. So when you start to master that, you'd be surprised how the demand for them comes up. Karen, I'll charge $187. So I'm just going around and just checking to see where I need to fill in with some pretty, hold on, that one didn't take. Make sure they get added in. There. I hope I am inspiring you to try something different, to get active and do things that you might not have thought to do. Try new things with your crafts. Don't be afraid. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but that's all right. You don't know if colors are going to work together until you start trying things, or if you can even, you know, put together a wreath until you try. I'm sure there's a lot of you on here who were scared to try your first wreath, and you did. And now you're loving it. You're a big old wreath fan. Let's see, I think we're done, y'all. I'm going to just fluff up my ribbon and then I'll show y'all what it looks like. Thank you guys. Do you like it? I love the colors. Turned out so beautiful. It's just a soft, frosty look that will blow. You know, look at the movement when the wind blows. Here's the top. Here's the back. So this is going to look pretty. I think I'm going to keep this for my own house because these are exactly the colors of my tree. Elegant. Yes, it is elegant. Elegant for sure. All right, you guys. I want to thank y'all for joining me today, and I hope that I inspired you to try something different. I tried to come on here, give you guys free tips and advice, and to help you just get a little bit of the wreath bug and join our wreath making movement. It's so much fun when we get together and can make wreaths and share ideas and tips. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. Just know you are a blessing to me. I hope I'm a blessing to you with all of the video tips that I share with you guys. Again, if you have any questions or if you made a comment and I missed it, I will try to come back on and answer them. And thank you, okay? Thank guys. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you'll be notified when we have another video uploaded. All right? Bye. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend.